Welcome everyone. My name is Hemu and today we are going with the Palo Alto Firewall and Panorama interview session 3 and all the recording of these particular sessions available into our video portal. This is our video portal, guys. This is the link of our video portal bab.classplusapp.com. When you will type this URL, it will ask for the organization code. So organization code is VNCPH. And basically you will get all these particular recordings inside this particular course. The cost is 1 INR, so you have to just pay 1 INR and you will able to opt all the series. So guys, generally if you don't know, I am running a 8-day series here. Okay, so you will get around 100 questions which is covered with regards to Palo Alto and Panorama. Okay, so you will get here good stuff and good material basically, and when you have any interview you can just go through with that and you can able to crack your interviews. Okay, guys, so before starting I do have one announcement today. As most of you is already aware about that, I have started one training on Palo Alto Panorama advanced tech troubleshooting training. In this training I am going to discuss advanced level concept of your Panorama, how you can design the Panorama solution, how you can implement this Panorama solution in your organization, how you can do the consultancy, how you can do the troubleshooting, right? Like tech people used to do, right? This is the lab topology of this particular Panorama training, and the cost of this training is 7,000. And I used to take the classes of this Panorama on Saturday, Sunday, starting from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. IST. So if someone interested for this training, you can basically take the enroll, because this is the lab topology. If you can see, I have a 2 panoramas running in HA. I have a 1 dedicated panorama in a log collector mode, right? After that, I have some Palo Alto firewall running in HA in data centers, and some firewalls I'm running in branches as a NHA as well, right? So it just some kind of production type of environment basically, and you will learn really so many things basically here in this particular course. So this is it, guys. Now let me just tell you what are the questions we are targeting today. So guys, as per my understanding, in last session we have completed till question number 24, right? Yes, no, if anyone remember. And I hope I have to start today from question number 25 onwards, right? So now let me just read this question number 25, right? What is unused share object? How to restrict the push of these objects on firewall? Which means, let me just tell you what this particular question is trying to say. Guys, just tell me one thing. Tell me one thing. Let's suppose you have around 5 data centers across the globe and you have around 100 branch sites. Now all these branch sites, they have some local configuration. They have some local object groups, some object configuration locally. Some data center also have some objects group configuration, right? Maybe in these branch sites, when you are managing all these branch firewalls and data center firewalls through Panorama, because all the object groups for each data centers, all the object group for each branch office, we have to create into this particular Panorama. So let's suppose in this Panorama, you have created 10,000 objects group. Okay. Now, when you will push the policies into these particular firewalls, in data center firewalls or into your branch firewalls, what used to happen? All these 10K objects got pushed into your 100 branch firewalls and 5 data center firewalls. Maybe in these branch firewalls, out of 10K objects, you are just needed 2,000 objects. Remaining 8,000 object is unused. You even don't need it into these particular branch firewalls. Then how you will basically restrict these kind of object push into the firewalls. These are the unused object, right? I have an unused object count which is 8,000, and I don't want these object into my branch office firewalls. Maybe I'm using these 8,000 objects with whatever VPN tunnels I have created with my data center firewalls and my partners. And there's no communication of these branch people with these partners. So do I need, guys, these objects into these branch devices or branch office devices? Yes, no on the chat. Do we need these objects there, guys? Hello? We don't require at all, right? Then if we don't need, then why we will push these objects, right? So the thing is that, so in such kind of cases, we have to restrict these push object stuff. And how we can do that? It's very easy. What do you have to go to inside your panorama setup, management, panorama settings? And here you have to enable that particular restrict option. How you will do that? You can go into your panorama. This is your panorama settings. Share unused address and service object with the device. This option is by default enabled, which means by default my panorama posts all these objects. But we don't want these objects. So in that case, we have to deselect this option. We have to click on OK and we have to hit the commit. I hope, guys, you got the point here, right? How you will disable this option. If there's if there is any interview question like that, how you will answer? You have to just simply said, we can able to restrict the object push from the panorama, which is not needed into your branch office firewalls. We have to go to into your, we have to log in into panorama. Then we will go into the panorama tab, then setup, panorama settings, and we have to deselect the share unused address and service object with devices, this option. So guys, this is the answer of your question number 25. All is okay, guys? Anyone have any doubts with this? Yes, no on the chat, please. So I'll get to know you are getting the things. Now, let's try to understand this question. What happens if object pushed from panorama have the same name as locally defined object? This is the very, very popular question, guys. In interview, they will ask you in this way. What they will just say? I have panorama here. This is my panorama. I have the MPLS cloud here. This panorama have a connectivity with this MPLS cloud, and this MPLS cloud also have some of the my fire connectivity with my firewall, like firewall 1, firewall 2, firewall 3, like that I have a connectivity. Now, let's suppose on this firewall, I have created an object. On firewall 1, I have created an object which is firewall 1 LAN. This is the name of that object, and I have defined the value here 10.1.1.0/24. This object I have created locally into this particular firewall 1. In firewall 2, I will also did the same thing. I have created an object with the name of firewall 2 LAN, and the subnet is 10.1.2.0/24. And I have created one more object on firewall 3 with the name of firewall 03 LAN, and the value is 10.1.3.0/24. Now to manage these devices, because we are managing all these devices through Panorama, but we can also able to create these objects locally on the firewall, guys. There is no problem at all. Now, what we have done as well, there is a one admin. He has also created the same name object. What he has done, he has created firewall 01 len, and the value is 10.1.1.0/24. Firewall 2 len 10.1.2.0/24. Firewall 3 len 10.1.3.0/24. Right? So now these three objects I have created into the panorama. Now from this panorama, I have just pushed the configuration towards these firewalls. Now what will happen here? This is the question, guys. I hope question is clear to everyone. Now, if you have a same name objects here, and you are pushing the same name object from the panorama as well, what will happen? This commit will fail. So you have to make sure you are not creating the objects with the similar name. It will fail. That commit process will fail. If you want to see this practically, let's do that. I have this firewall. I'll go into this object tab here, add this object. Let me create one object, panorama. I'll just create one object. I'll give the value 192.168.137.51. I've created one object with the name of panorama. I'll do the commit. This is the object which I have created locally. Just wait here. Meanwhile, I'll go into my panorama. I'll go into this object. I'll go inside this firewall one, and I'll just create one object here. Panorama 192.168.137.51. Now object name is similar, guys, here, and your local firewall. Meanwhile, let me just take the access of these devices. Just wait, firewall is coming. Let me open one more terminal for not firewall. I want one terminal panorama. I have two terminals for panorama, and I have one terminal for firewall. Let's wait here. Meanwhile, let me just tell you how you will do the troubleshooting as well. I run this command. First, I will enable the debug management server on at debug level. Then tail follow yes mp log ms.log. I will enable the debugging here. Tail follow yes mp log config d.log. I will enable the debug here. Debug management server on at debug level. Less tail follow yes mp log ms.log. Now I have run the debugging on my management server and on my config d server, right? Now let's try to see. Commit is completed. Now I'll go into this panorama. Just commit this thing to the panorama first. So it will save the configuration into this panorama. Now you can see commit is going on. You will get all the details here, how they will do the password encryption, everything you can able to see here, guys. Let's wait for this commit to complete, and after that we will push the configuration onto this firewall. Let's do the push to the devices. As soon as I have hit the commit from here, you can see one commit is also triggered on my firewall through this panorama. You can see this commit is triggered by the panorama admin, right? Now let's see what happened with the commit actually. Okay, this is how also you can able to do the commit related troubleshooting. If commit is failing, you can run the debug, you can run the live debugs there, and you can able to see the details basically. Let's wait here. Commit is going on. See config sent to the device. You can see it's completed 5%. You will see everything. %99. Still you can see the status 0 here on your panorama. See, it is doing the, after doing the commit, guys, it is doing the panorama connectivity check. Just succeeded, right? It used to do the connectivity check all the time when we will push anything. Certification, everything is good. It's completed here. It has not failed. There is a few errors, guys. Connectivity was successful. This is the duplicate one. Generally, it should fail actually. Let me just refresh. I have the panorama, this object. I have this object. There is some issue, guys. You can see, even though I am not able to see all the object right now, it has just purged few objects. Okay, so guys, you know why it is not throwing this error? Anyone know? Because I can able to understand why it is not throwing the error. The guys, what we have did, we have selected that option, right? So it is not sending this panorama object here because we have selected unused object, it will not share. So what we have to do if we want to really test this thing, you can go into your policy, you can add this object anywhere. Maybe you can add here. Now, if you will call your object, now it will post from your panorama to firewall. So now let me just do the commit again. because that unused object one we have selected. So it will only push the object which is used in your security policy, net rules and all actually. Otherwise it will not push. See, whenever we are committing the commit, see, it is every time doing the secure communication validation actually. Commit and push completed, configuration committed successfully, commit all jobs schedule is 21. Now go into this task. Config has been sent. See, there is a validation error. Panorama object is already in used, address is invalid. So guys, you will get this particular, your commit has been failed in your phase 1 during the validation. You can see this particular validation error, right? Clearly here. It will fail in some time. See guys, now if I'll do the control C here, you can see everything you can see here. What it is trying to push, all the details you will get. Okay, so if you will able to understand these logs, see, if there is any error, what is the error right now? Address is invalid, right? So if you know where you have to do the troubleshooting, what you need to check, you can easily able to troubleshoot these issues, guys. Just looking into your log files. You don't need to do much thing actually for that. So guys, you understood the things? Yes, no on the chat at least. Commit completed just failed right now, right? You can see all the details. Commit has been failed. So now what is the answer, guys? If you have the same name objects in your firewall and panorama, what's going to happen? Your commit will fail. Got it, guys? Hello? Cool. So guys, if somebody asks this question, now you are able to answer, right? Clearly. Now let's just move towards the next question, which is, what is template and template stack in Panorama? Now let's try to understand this templates. So guys, if I'll go into this firewall, I have this network tab where I have needs to configure your interface related configuration, right? IP address in your interfaces. I want to create the zone configuration. I can needs to create the zone details inside, outside, DMZ, right? If I want to configure any type of routing details like virtual routers config, all this type of configuration we used to perform through this network tab. IPSec VPN configuration, GRE tunnel configuration, global protect configuration, all such kind of configuration we have to do from this network tab. And after that, we have a device tab. Now this device tab includes your high availability configuration, your network administrator and admin roles configuration, your user ID configuration, your certificate management, all type of certification, your server profiles if you want to integrate with syslog, email, HTTP, NetFlow, Radius, TechX, LDAP, Kerberos, SAML, multi-factor authentication. All these things basically comes under your device tab here. Apart from this, software upgrades, your dynamic updates, your license is also part of your device tab. Now, if you want to control these two tabs of your firewall, network and device, how you will going to control? You have to create the template. So now you will understand why we need to create the template. Template we are using to control the network tabulated configuration and device tabulated configuration. Means if you want to configure the routing in your firewalls, if you want to configure the interfaces, IP address in your interfaces, if you want to do the zone configuration, if you want to do the IPSec VPN configuration, if you want to do the global protect related configuration, if you want to do the user ID related configuration, what do you have to do? If you want to integrate your Palo Alto Firewall with LDAP server, TechX server, Kerberos server, syslog, NetFlow, all these configuration we are going to control with the help of these templates. And in your panorama, these two things you can see here clearly. Network and device tab, these two things we will control with the help of templates. Just remember. Now guys, in Panorama, we can able to create a multiple templates according to their location. Maybe we can create one global template. And after that, we will create some template for regional sites. Maybe after we will create some templates for data center devices and some template for your branch office devices. Guys, tell me one thing. Let's suppose in data center, you are having 50 to 60 Palo Alto box. And in your branches, you are having 30 to 60 Palo Alto box. Now, just tell me one thing. In your branch office firewalls, you may have some different type of interfaces, different number of interfaces, right? In your data center, your firewall have a different type of interfaces, right? And you need a different number of interfaces as well here. So are we able to create one template which we can apply on data center, or one template we can apply, like we can able to create a single template for both the sites? Not possible, right? Because we have a different model numbers, right? Because different model numbers have a different settings, right? Which means what we have to do, we have to create a dedicated template for your data center sites. We have to create a dedicated template for branch office sites. But guys, just tell me one thing, your user ID related configuration will change. Your radius server will remain same. Your LDAP server remains same, right? So such kind of configuration which is similar to globally similar or at the regional similar, what we can able to define into the regional template. If it is similar for all the sites globally, then we have to define this in a global template. And after that, what all this template, what we will combine into single template. That process of combining all the templates together is known as template stack. Template stack we will use for combining multiple templates into one. Guys, you got the point now? What is template and what is template stack? What is the use of these two things? Now let's try to understand from here. So guys, let's see. Let's try to understand how your organization generally used to create the templates. What they used to do, let's suppose they have decided to create a template according to some geographic location. So let's suppose you have some global servers. Let's suppose you have some LDAP server which is globally similar for all the devices. You have some radius server which is globally similar. In that case, what we will configure these things into the global template. So we will create one global template, and after that we will create one regional template. So here we will put the configuration with regards to network and your devices according to the region. What are the common settings or configuration we are having into all your APAC region firewall, all your Europe region firewalls, all your America region firewall. And after that, we can create a template according to the country. If you have some specific configuration for each country, right? So these settings with regards to network and device tab of your Palo Alto firewall, we will put into this country specific template. Like what we will do, we will create one global template, then we will create one regional template for Europe region, one regional template for America region. And after that, we will create one template for Germany and one template for USA. Let's say if you have some other location in Europe, you can also create template for these particular countries. If you have some other location in USA, you can create for them. And after that, we can create template on the basis of city, because you know, in a city, you just have a one firewall, right? Maybe you just have a two firewall you are running in HA pair, right? So they have some specific configuration. For that, we will create a dedicated template. And so this is your global template. Then we have a regional template. Then we have a country template. Then we have a template stack. And after that, what we will do? We will combine all these particular template just in one stack. We will create one stack. Let's say we have created one stack for Berlin city, where we will put Berlin city template. We will put Germany template on it. We will create Europe template on it, and we will create we will put global template on it. So Mayur have asked one question. If we will create a global template, then environment could have multiple different hardware platform. Will it work? No, it will not work. Because you know, for specific hardwares, right, we have to create a local template, dedicated template, these ones, where we have to define the local setting. Let's suppose in Berlin, you have a 30 to 20 box. In Munich, let's suppose you have a 30 to 50 box. In Chicago, let's suppose you have 50 to 20 box. Here also you have 50 to 20 box, right? Here you have to put the dedicated configuration for these basically hardware models. If you, let's suppose if you have a same hardware model here, 30 to 20 here, 30 to 20 here, 30 to 20 here, and 30 to 20 here. In that case, you can create a same template which you can utilize for all these locations. What is the setting will change? Only the IP address will change for your interfaces. Otherwise, all settings will remain same. So these IP address we can create a same template, and these IP settings or your network settings we can push with the help of variables. There's a one term called variable is also used in your template basically. Just remember. Because you know we also needs to create these individual template. These are the individual template for Germany, right? Like in country Germany, we will have a dedicated LDAP server, SNMP settings, syslog server, static routes, right? We will create this template and all the settings we will put here. Then we have one regional template for use Europe region, like administrator account, interface management profile, DNS server profile, dynamic update scheduling, right? Then we have a global template where we have a security zone configuration, login banner, panorama servers, domain name. And after that, what? We will combine all them just in one stack. I hope guys you will now, you got the points here. What is template and what is template stack? There's a proper design guys which we need to perform for that. Okay, it's not a very much easy guys to understand these things just in one go, but it's like that only. So this is guys your template and template stack. If somebody asks, you have to answer in such a way. Now okay, let's try to understand variables. What is variables in Panorama? Now let's try to understand this variable in detail guys. So guys, let's suppose I have these firewall 1, on branch 1. I have firewall 2 on branch 2. I have firewall 3 at branch 3. Now, let's suppose this interface is Ethernet 1 by 1 interface. This is also Ethernet 1 by 1. This is also Ethernet 1 by 1. And this is my inside interface. What I have did, all these firewalls belongs to my headquarter sites. So what I have done, I have created one headquarter template. On this headquarter template, what I have defined, Ethernet 1 by 1 is my inside interface. Now I have basically applied this HQ template into all these three firewalls. But guys, are we able to configure the same IP address on these interfaces? No, we need a dedicated IP address, right? Because they are the dedicated firewall. Right? What? We have to use the dedicated IP address, right? IP address is unique. Now let's suppose in similar way, let's say you have 100 sites. What you will do? This HQ template, are you able to apply it on these 100 sites? Because you know, when you, if you will define the value, let's suppose you have defined Ethernet interface have IP address 10.1.1.250, which means this IP address got pushed here, here, here as well on all 100 firewalls, same IP address. This is not good, right? So what we used to do in that case, we used to take the help of variables. What we can create the variables for these devices, and we can just push this particular, we will assign this template into all these firewalls, and this value, right? Because you know these firewalls, they have a dedicated values here for IP address. These values we can push with the help of variables. And we can, if you want to replace these values, you can just do it with the help of CSV files. You can able to create a variables for IP address, IP ranges, and FQDNs. You can able to configure around 4096 variables just in one template. And you can able to configure maximum variable on a stack, which is 8192. These are the numbers. And guys, now let me just tell you the same thing just in different way. So maybe you will understand properly. Guys, let's suppose I have this router R1. I have here router R2. And I have here router R3. And I have here router R4. They have a connectivity like this. Okay. Now they have the connectivity like this. And I have decided to run BGP between R1 and R2, between R1 and R4, and between R1 and R3. Okay, now this interface is F0 by 0. This interface F0 by 1. This interface is F0 by 2. This interface is F0 by 0, F0 by 0, and F0 by 0. So what for this configuration on for R1, I have created one script. The simple script router BGP. Then I have defined the autonomous system number. Let's suppose yes number on this router is 65001. Here I am using 65002, 65004, and 65003. So I have created this autonomous system number is 65002. This is a remote autonomous system, right? I have to run this kind of a script, guys, on R1. Now, can I run the same script on R2? Can I run the same script on R4 and R3? I can define the network. So many things are there, right? So guys, if you will see here, majorly for all your R1, R2 and R3, R4, they have the unique autonomous system number, right? Means this value you have to change here. When you will run this command, you have to change this value here. When you will run the same script on R4, you have to change the autonomous system number. If you will run the same command on R3, you have to change the autonomous system number. So guys, if you want to create a global script, what you have to do? You can just assume the autonomous system number as a variable, because this value will change when your device will change. And let's suppose you are using some CSV file where you have defined, if I'm running the script on R1, then the variable value is 65001. If I'm running the script on R2, then take the variable value as 6552. If I'm running the this particular script on R3, then replace the variable value with 65502. If I'm running the same script on R4, then replace the variable value with 65004. So guys, now I hope you will understood what is the variable concept in your, the similar concept applied in your templates as well. So the value which is unique for every device, these values we can take as a variables, and we can later on we have to define, right? In CSV file we have to define, like this firewall 1, this is the value. For firewall 2, this is the value. For firewall 3, this is the value. Here we have to define the serial number of these devices in that particular CSV file. But now whatever config you have created, it's a global configuration, right? You can run this config with this file. You can able to configure the 100 firewalls, 1000 firewalls, right? Just in one go. Only you have to just create these values in that CSV file. You are done. So this is guys variables in your template and template stacks. Okay, I hope you will understood now. There is a one more question I got on the chat. Sir, can we understand with an example where we will use template and template stack? So Ankur, we always needs to create the template stack, and we will call your template in your template stack, because you know your templates, you can think about like these are the some small configuration units. Let's suppose you have decided to configure so many things in your firewall. So what you have created one template where you have put all your security policies. Just for example, okay, generally template will not apply for security policy. So how I can do that? Let me just tell you. Let's suppose what you have done. You have created one template. And this template, what you have created for your server profiles. Template 1. Now you have created one template for the firewalls who is having model number 3220. You have created one template, template 3, for the firewall which have a model number 50-20, and here you have defined the interfaces. Here also you have defined the interfaces. Now you have created one template for IPSec VPN phase 1 policies and phase 2 policies. You have created one template for global protect configuration, which is the global config. Now, these are the some small configuration units you have created. Now you will combine all of them in your template stack, and this stack we are going to push into the devices. Means we have created a small snip of your configuration, and after that we will combine them and it will make the entire firewall configuration. You got it right? Now. So that's how this template stuff works, guys. Now let's move towards the next question, which is What is device group inheritance and what is template stack inheritance? Very, very good question actually. It is asked by the interviewer multiple times. What is device group inheritance and what is template stack inheritance? Let me just tell you one thing. Let me just tell you. First, we will try to understand the device group. In device group, how this inheritance works. Okay, so let's suppose I have device group 1, I have device group 2, and I have device group 3. Let me go like that. I have one global device group, and after that I have one regional device group. Like for the Europe region, then I have one device group, let's suppose for at the country level for Germany. Then I have one device group for my Berlin firewalls. Now, this is the device group I'm having. Okay, now what I did, let's suppose at the global device group level, I have created one object. I've created one object with the name of test, and I have defined the value 1.1.1.1. I have created one more object group at the regional level with the same name, test, and value is 1.1.2.1. And I've defined the same object here, name is test, and the value is 1.1.3.1. And I have created one object at the Berlin firewall device group. These are the device group, guys. These are the, I have a 4 device group. Let's suppose device group 1 is global, device group 2 is regional, device group 3 is Germany, and device group 4 is Berlin. And here also I've created the test object, which is 1.1.4.1. Now, these are the dedicated test objects which I have created into all these device group labels. Now what? This is the first device group. Then I have a second device group. Then third, then fourth, right? Means order is in this way. Top, at top I have a global, then regional, then Germany, then Berlin, top to bottom. So guys, always in case of your device groups, what used to happen, if we have a same name object but different from the last one, from the bottom one. In case of device group, where it will choose the value, it will pick the value from the bottom one. Because you know, if you want to understand it properly, if I'll go here into my panorama, you can see, I will go into objects. You can see panorama, device group. I have this shared device group, then I have a Palo Alto firewall device group, right? If I will create one value in this shared device group, I have created one test object here into the shared device group with the value 1.1.1.1, and I have also created the same test object with the value 1.1.2.1. In that case, when we will push these values into the firewall, this is the value which is going to post. I hope you will understood now. Yes, no on the chat. This is your device group inheritance. How if there is a inheritance with for a same object, In that case, they will prefer the value from the last one, from the bottom one. Okay, what they will prefer from the bottom one, this one, this value they are going to push finally into your firewall. Okay. Now, let's try to understand the same thing for your templates. Let's suppose, because I just have a very small setup, guys. Okay, so that is the main reason you are not able to see all the things, because my setup is very small. Okay, in real classes I used to create a very good setup. Okay, so now let's try to understand for the template stack. Let's suppose what I have done, I have created a template one with a global settings, global template, and after that I have one regional template, and after that I have one template, let's say for Germany, then after that I have one template for Berlin. Now these are the templates I'm having. So what used to happen, when we will call these template, this is the template 1, template 2, template 3, and template 4 I have created. When we will call these template into the template stack, what we have to define the order. We have to, at the first order, at the top, we have to put Berlin template. The second, we have to put the Germany template. The third one, we have to put Europe region template. At the fourth order, we have to put global template. And let's suppose in global template, you have created one LDAP server. Let's suppose LDAP server IP address at global template is 10.1.1.20. At regional template, the LDAP server IP address is 10.1.1.30. At the Germany template, that's our LDAP server IP address is 10.1.1.40. And your Berlin template IP address is 10.1.1.50. In that case, what it is going to consider the IP address from the Berlin one, because in template stack, it will always prefer the value which is in top. So that's the inheritance in your template stack and in your device groups. In device groups, they will consider the value from the bottom one. In template stack, they will going to consider the value from the top one. Let me just see if I'll have anything for that inheritance, so I can able to explain you properly. Yeah, this is the template component example, right? You can see I have one city template, I have a country template, I have a global template, and I have, after it, I have just template stack. So what used to happen, let's suppose I have a value 10.14.6.150 at the city template, which is at the top, and I do have some values for DNS server at global template level as well. In that case, it is going to consider the value which is this one, which you have at top in your template stack. Okay, so this is for template stack. Let's see if I'll have something for groups as well. Okay, let's suppose if you will see here, I have one shared device group. Inside the shared device group, I have one device group 1, then child device group 1, then device group 2. At shared device group, I have one object. Let's say test object with the value 1.1.1. Device group 1 have a value which is 10, sorry, which is 2.2.2, and child device group 1 have a value 3.3.3. And now when we will push these values from Panorama to Firewall, in that case, it is going to take this value 3.3.3 on your firewall from the child device group. Okay, so that's how they are going to take care of the inheritance. I don't have any example for that. Yeah, example I don't have, but this is the only best example which I can able to do, because you know inheritance start from top to bottom. Bottom values always considered, guys. Just remember. Okay, now this is completed. Now let's see what is the next thing which I am having. Guys, what is log collector and what are the source where Panorama can forward the logs? So guys, everyone know what is log collector? So guys, log collector is a one of the Panorama device which we can use just for collecting the logs coming from the firewalls. So log collector is nothing, it's just a Panorama which we are running either in Panorama mode or either we are running that Panorama in logger mode. If we are running that Panorama in logger mode, which means it is a dedicated log collector. So if you are just have a standalone or basic deployment, in that case, we have a two Panorama running in active passive environment, and all these firewalls, they will forward these logs to these panoramas. But guys, if that panorama I'm running in management mode only, can this panorama able to accept the logs? If this panorama I'm running in management mode only, can this panorama able to accept the logs? Yes, no on the chat. What will happen in that case? It will not accept the logs, right? For that, the mode should be panorama. For log collector purpose, we can use guys VM panorama as well, or we can also use the any M series hardware appliance. M100 till M700, anyone we can use. M100, M200, M300, M500, M600, M700. There is no M400, okay? Just remember. In distributed deployment, guys, what used to happen? We will be having one panorama. We are running in management mode only, and we are having a dedicated log collectors. These panoramas we are using just for collecting the logs. So log collector is a device who will basically responsible for collecting the logs, and after that from panorama we can able to do the log query, and it will basically provide us the report and network visibility. We can also send the logs towards some external servers as well, guys. Okay, it's not like that we can only able to send the logs from these firewalls to your panorama. From firewall we can send all logs, traffic logs, your system logs, anything towards the panorama. We can also send these logs towards your email servers via email notification. We can send these logs towards any SNMP servers, any syslog servers, or any HTTPS any server who is listening on HTTPS, like your Splunk. And guys, according to the panorama, according to this Palo Alto, they always recommend you can forward these logs either to dedicated log collectors, either you can forward these logs towards the core text data lake. Core text data lake. This is the cloud-based log collector solution from Palo Alto. And you can also able to do the query with this core text data lake solution from this panorama for generating the logs. You can see here. Come on. See? Through firewall, you can forward these logs towards the panorama. You can forward these logs to a dedicated log collectors, or you can also able to forward these logs towards the core text data lake. Even though from this firewall, you can also able to forward these logs towards the external servers. These are the external servers which is supported by Palo Alto, which is your email server, SNMP, syslog, or any HTTPS server like Splunk and all. Even though, guys, if you are sending these logs towards panorama log collector and cortex data lake, from here also you can able to forward your logs towards the external servers like Splunk, syslog, SNMP. So these are the few options which is provided to you. From panorama also you can able to forward these logs towards all the external servers. Basically, it's not like that. You can able to send all the logs through panorama as well. So this is the answer. So guys, if somebody asks what are the external sources where panorama can forward the logs, you can simply say it can able to forward the logs towards the cortex data lake, towards your syslog server, towards your email server, towards your SNMP servers, and towards your Splunk servers, or your the server which is listening on HTTPS. So guys, this answer is okay to everyone? Yes, no on the chat. Okay, cool. Now guys, let's try to understand this thing. What in panorama HA, what happened if both panorama have the same priority? I've answered this question yesterday, guys. Let's suppose I'm running two panoramas in HA mode, and if they have the same priority. Priority 50 I've set on panorama 1 and 50 on panorama 2. What is going to happen in that case? What will happen? If I have a same priority 50 on panorama 1 and 50 on panorama 2, and I'm running these two panoramas in high availability mode, what will happen? Yesterday, I have covered this question as well. Anyone remember what is the answer for this? What? The panorama who is having higher serial number? Sorry, guys. So the panorama who is having high serial number is go in a suspended state. What happen if panorama HA peers not able to communicate? Or what is split brain in panorama HA? This question is also I have covered in yesterday sessions, guys. So just remember what used to happen if there is no communication between two panorama 1 and panorama 2 running in HA. Let's say this panorama you have in USA and this panorama you have in Singapore. If they are not able to communicate with each other through management interface, what's going to happen? What they will do? They will check if there is any firewall who is connected with both the panoramas. If this is the case, in that case, the panorama, the secondary panorama, it will just went on suspended state automatically to avoid the split brain situation. So what they will check the firewall, if there is any firewall is connected with both the panoramas, they will make the decision and they will bend on the suspended state right away. Guys, just tell me one thing. If there is a split brain situation in case of Panorama, due to this reason, is our users traffic impact or not? What is the answer for this? Is users traffic affect if there is a split brain in Panorama? Guys, I need the answers. I got lots of no, which is true. Because Panorama is just a manager. It is not processing any users traffic. So nothing going to happen, guys. Just remember. Okay. Now, how to upgrade and downgrade Panorama? This we will cover tomorrow. This is also I'm going to cover tomorrow. Not tomorrow. So what I will do, guys. Now these questions starting from 33 onward, I will try to cover on Monday. So I have a question around 41 on my list, which I have found for Panorama. Okay, if you will have any other question in your minds, guys, just try to send these questions. So I will add them on my upcoming lectures. So this is it, guys, for your today's class. Again, let me just tell you one thing. I'm having a one running batch on Panorama Advanced Tech Level Troubleshooting. So if somebody is interested, you can take the enrollment, and it's a weekends batch, guys. Thank you very much.